Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. And today I'm finally able to announce, and frankly I'm really excited to announce, that my HDR Merge Power Bundle for Luminar Neo is here. It is available at the link down below. Now before I get into talking about the bundle and everything that's in it, I want to tell you a little story, and that is about 15 years ago, I got turned on to photography. I wasn't a photographer. I had no idea how to operate a camera. I had a very basic camera at the time. I did not know what post-processing or editing a photo was. I literally knew nothing, but I saw some HDR photos and I just thought, I want to do that because it was so vibrant and dramatic and colorful and all the things that I just found really interesting in a photo. So I jumped in, and honestly, the HDR that I produced at the time should have stood for highly disastrous result. My images were terrible, to be honest. They were really, really bad. They were just riddled with all the kind of problems that you think about with HDR, which is way too much light everywhere, no shadow, way too much detail, an explosion of color that looks like clown vomit. It was just, everything was over the top, halos in the images. I even have images that I didn't even take the spots out of, like sensor dust. I published these images like on Flickr and places, and I thought, wow, look at that, it's so cool. But the truth was, it wasn't cool. It was just a phase. It was an over-the-top, OMG, look at this kind of phase that I went through, as we all probably did when we first started HDR. But what I've learned in the subsequent years is that in the early days, I wasn't controlling it. It was controlling me. I was basically letting the software do what it did, and it can result in some pretty over-the-top photos. But just like with all other aspects of photography, HDR is really about control. How do you control the image and control the settings and control the camera and all the different things in order to get the transformation of an image that you can get with HDR? And that's what my bundle is all about. It's a collection of assets that I'll talk about here in a second that really share everything that I know about this craft that I've been doing for the last almost 15 years, and I've got them all bundled together in one package to help you get the most beautiful images as well. And 15 years ago, if you'd have told me that I'd have my images published nationally and internationally, that I'd have prints that I've sold to people that are hanging in houses in different places or businesses in other different parts of the world, I never would have believed you. I would have thought, wow, I can't believe that. But it's true. And what I've learned, as I said, is that it's about control, controlling your camera, controlling your edits, and using everything, every tool at your disposal to make sure you get the most beautiful, but natural and subtle implementation of HDR possible. And that's what is possible today using the HDR merge function within Luminar Neo. And that's what my bundle is all about. So what does this bundle include? I've got a 36-page ebook, which I'll give you a quick preview of that. It's not just photos, although of course there are photos in it, but it's a lot of written text to share with you all this information that I've accumulated over the years. There's 20 different presets. It is a preset pack included as well. There are 6 private videos with 14 raw files of my own that those videos are based on, so you can follow along with the exact photo and do the same things that I do to the image to see how to make these images look the way they look at the end. In other words, how to take control of it. I've also thrown in 3 different skies that you can use for sky replacements in Luminar or another app if you like, and 3 different LUT files that you can use in the Mood tool for creative usage. So let me give you an idea of these presets first. If you take a look, these are HDR photos I've already gone ahead and blended. And if you click on presets, the preset pack will actually show up under purchased once you load it, and it's called HDR Merge Power Pack. So you click on that, and you will see 20 different presets here. And as you hover, of course, as you know, you will see that that preset gives you a preview of what it will look like on your photo. There's even one here with a new sky, which I don't need in this photo because I really like this image. This one looks really nice, but hey, Jim, you're talking about natural HDR. That looks a little oversaturated. It is. Some of these presets are a little edgy. I do like my colors, but there's 2 things you can do to adjust that, of course. You can come in here because there is a slider, and you can reduce the intensity of that preset by making that slider adjustment. Alternatively, if you apply that to your photo, you can click on Edit, and then go into the Edits tab, and all the tools are there, and you can go in and then further adjust or refine that preset to suit your own taste. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of power there. And again, I want to show you a couple of previews here of these different presets. And yes, even though I like my color, I've got a couple of monochrome presets because remember, HDR is about light, not color. Color is a byproduct, and sometimes over the top crazy colors is a byproduct if you're not controlling the image, but it really is about light, and I talk about that in the ebook because I think that's a very important thing to be thinking about when you're doing HDR. But as you can see, there's a lot of different looks included here that allow you to really get a one-click adjustment. And for example, this classic one, as the name implies, a very classic, just kind of down the middle, kind of middle of the road edit, which I highly recommend. With any of these presets, you go in and customize it. You could either remove tools, you could adjust the tools, or you could add new tools and then build your own presets. It just gives you a lot of flexibility. It's great for landscapes. It's also great for cityscapes. It's great for all those kind of situations where you might use HDR. And by the way, yes, in the ebook, I do talk about situations where you may want to use HDR. And in fact, let's just talk about this ebook. So it's 36-page PDF. This is the table of contents. So if you take a look at that, I talk about what is HDR, what equipment do you need, how does it work, why would I use it? I talk about my process and my workflow. I do talk about how HDR is really about light, not color. When and where is it applicable? I've also got a page on handheld versus tripod shooting tips, how to get the most out of that, because sometimes you just don't have a tripod, and that's okay. You can still take bracketed images even without one. I talk about file types, pre-editing, raw files or not. I walk through my workflow, whether you're using Luminar Neo or Lightroom. I talk about tips and tricks for editing natural looking HDR photos. And what I want to do here is show you, if you look on this left-hand side, you can see there are, of course, photographs, and these are HDR photographs I've edited in Luminar Neo. So those photos are included, but this is not a 36-page picture book. This is packed with information. There's a whole page of text. There's a page mostly of text. Lots of text here, as you can see. So yes, of course, I wanted to include HDR photos as an example, but this is not a picture book of, hey, look at Jim's photos. This is chock full of educational content that's designed to help you get better photos, sharing all my best practices, all my tips and tricks for whether you're out shooting, what do you do with your camera when you're out there to get the best photo, plus what do you do in the software when you're back home and editing that photo. So that's what this ebook is all about. And I even show some examples of natural HDR. And of course, I show some early examples of my own of what I would call unnatural HDR. As I say here, terrible, horrible, no good, really bad HDR. But the thing is, I've also got a page where I show you one of these really bad images and edited version of that photo using the tips and tricks that I share in this ebook and in the videos to help you get the best possible outcomes. I also go a bit into my background and talk about modern HDR. So there's quite a bit included in the ebook. And I also mentioned that there are some skies included. You get 3 different sky replacements. You get this one, which I call blue. So that's a beautiful stormy sky. And you can use this on an HDR photo, you could use it on a regular photo, you can use it in Luminar Neo or in any app that supports sky replacement. You get my golden sky, and these are from my sky pack, but I wanted to throw these in as an added bonus. And of course, you get this pink one as well, which I think is a beautiful sunset. So of course, all 3 of these are sunsets. And then of course, you get 3 LUTs, which are also designed to give you the ability to apply a custom LUT or custom look to your photo, impacting tonal values and colors to give you a really beautiful result. Now I have a launch special for you, and the launch price is over 60% off the retail price, but that's only good for 5 days. It's good through Monday evening, April the 17th at 10 p.m. US Central Time. So it's a limited time offer, and after that it will revert to its regular price, which will still be a discount off of the retail price, but not anywhere near this over 60% off special launch offer. So if you're interested in this, take advantage of that at the link down below. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And even if you don't take advantage of this offer, I've still got lots of content here that you can follow along and learn how to use these different software products and that sort of thing to get the best possible images. Because I'm just a guy here sharing my information and knowledge that I've accumulated through years of hard-won experience. And frankly, I just love to do it. So if you take advantage of my offer, that's fantastic. And I thank you for that. And if you don't, hey, it's cool. We're still friends. You can still hang out here with me on YouTube, and I'll still be making videos every week. So thank you very much, my friends. I appreciate it very much. If you have any questions, hit the link down below. There's also a contact form on my website if you have questions about the offer. Thanks again. I'll see you soon. You guys take care. And until next time, Adios.